10 UK criminals who almost got away with it. Some of the most gripping crime stories in Britain aren't just about what happened, they're about what almost didn't. From master planners to lucky fraudsters, these are the criminals who came dangerously close to walking free. They had the plans, the resources, and for a while, the luck. But in the end, justice caught up. These are the 10 UK criminals who almost got away with it, and the twist that stopped them just in time. Let's count them down from 10 to 1. 10. Howard Marks, the gentleman smuggler. Howard Marks wasn't your average drug trafficker. With a degree in nuclear physics from Oxford and a charming demeanor, he was known as Mr. Nice, a smuggler who turned international cannabis deals into a high-level game of strategy. He operated in over 20 countries, used more than 40 aliases, and worked with everyone from the Mafia to MI6. For years, British authorities tried to catch him, but Marks always seemed a step ahead. It took a major DEA operation and international cooperation to bring him down in 1988. Even then, he served only 7 years. After his release, he became a cult figure, published an autobiography, and toured the UK. His story remains one of the most fascinating UK criminal cases in modern history. 9. Kenneth Noye, the M25 road rage killer. Kenneth Noye is one of Britain's most notorious criminals, not just for what he did, but how long he evaded capture. In the 1980s, he was involved in laundering gold from the £26 million Brink's Mat robbery. Despite killing an undercover officer on his property in 1985, Noye was controversially acquitted of murder. Years later, in 1996, he fatally stabbed 21-year-old Stephen Cameron in a road rage altercation on the M25. Noye fled to Spain, living in luxury under a false identity. For 2 years, he remained hidden until he was finally tracked down in a covert joint operation. In 2000, he was convicted of murder and sentenced to life. His story is a chilling example of a dangerous criminal who almost got away with it. 8. John Darwin, the Canoe Man. In 2002, John Darwin staged his own death in a canoeing accident off the coast of Seaton Carew. His goal? To escape financial ruin and cash in on life insurance policies. While the world believed he had drowned, Darwin was hiding in a bedsit next door to his family home, slipping in and out through a secret door. Eventually, he moved to Panama with his wife, Anne. They believed they were in the clear, until a photo emerged of the couple in Panama, posted online. When Darwin returned to the UK in 2007 pretending to have amnesia, the police already had the evidence. He was jailed for fraud along with his wife. Among all UK fraud cases, few are as bizarre or brazen as this one. 7. Tony Martin, the vigilante farmer. Tony Martin's case remains one of the most debated in UK legal history. In 1999, the Norfolk farmer shot 2 teenage burglars who broke into his home, killing 16-year-old Fred Barras. While some hailed him as a defender of property rights, others saw the shooting as excessive force. Initially convicted of murder, his sentence was reduced to manslaughter on appeal due to mental health issues. He served just 3 years in prison. The case sparked heated public debate and calls for changes to self-defence laws in Britain. Martin didn't exactly evade justice, but the complex circumstances nearly saw him avoid punishment altogether. 6. Ronnie Biggs, the great train robber who fled. Ronnie Biggs was part of the 1963 Great Train Robbery, one of the most famous heists in British history. The gang made off with £2.6 million, worth over £50 million today. Biggs was arrested and sentenced to 30 years in prison, but in 1965, he escaped from Wandsworth Prison using a rope ladder and a getaway van. He lived on the run in Australia and Brazil for 36 years, avoiding extradition due to Brazilian laws. Biggs even mocked authorities by giving media interviews and selling merchandise. In 2001, suffering from poor health, he voluntarily returned to the UK and was re-imprisoned. His case shows that even the most daring criminals can only run so far. 5. Michael Sams, the double life killer. Michael Sams was a former toolmaker who led a sinister double life. In 1991, he kidnapped and murdered teenager Julie Dart. The following year, he abducted estate agent Stephanie Slater and demanded £175,000 ransom. Sams released Slater, but his calculated crime nearly worked. Using payphones, false names, and disguises, Sams dodged police for months. But Slater's memory and bravery helped create a profile that led to his arrest. He was eventually convicted and given a life sentence. The case remains one of the UK's most chilling reminders of how planned and methodical criminals can nearly escape capture. 4. Fast Eddie Maher, the vanishing security guard. Edward Maher earned his nickname after vanishing with £1.2 million from a Securicorps van in 1993. While police launched a nationwide manhunt, Fast Eddie slipped out of the UK and started a new life in the United States under a false identity. For almost 20 years, Maher lived quietly in Missouri, working as a cable technician and raising a family. He avoided detection entirely until a legal issue involving his son led police to question his identity. In 2012, he was arrested, extradited, and sentenced. His story remains one of the longest UK fugitive cases ever solved. 3. Anjem Choudhury, the legal tightrope walker. Anjem Choudhury, a former solicitor, became one of Britain's most controversial public figures in the 2000s. Known for his radical views, he used his legal knowledge to carefully avoid saying anything that could directly get him convicted under British law, despite being closely watched by security services. For over a decade, Choudhury remained active and outspoken, testing the limits of free speech. But in 2016, he was finally convicted for inviting support for a banned organisation based on newly uncovered evidence. He was sentenced to 5.5 years in prison. His case exposed the difficulty of prosecuting ideologues who carefully dance around the law. 2. Jamie Reynolds, the killer who should have been caught. Before committing murder in 2013, Jamie Reynolds had already raised numerous red flags. He had a disturbing obsession with violence against women, and previous police encounters had uncovered troubling materials on his computer. Yet he wasn't prosecuted or monitored. He eventually lured 17-year-old Georgia Williams to his home and murdered her in a premeditated attack. After his arrest, police found over 16,000 disturbing images and videos. A later report revealed multiple missed opportunities by authorities to intervene earlier. Reynolds received a whole life sentence, but his case remains a tragic example of systemic failure. 1. The Hatton Garden Gang, Britain's most patient thieves. In 2015, over the Easter weekend, a gang of elderly thieves pulled off one of the boldest heists in UK history. They broke into the Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Company in London, bypassing alarms and drilling into the vault over several days. The loot? An estimated £14 million in cash, jewels and valuables. They thought they'd pulled off the perfect crime. But a combination of CCTV footage, forensic evidence and phone tracking eventually led to arrests. Several members were convicted, though a large portion of the loot remains missing. Their age, patience and precision made this heist one of the most memorable and almost perfect. These 10 UK criminals who almost got away with it came close to beating the system through luck, loopholes, or sheer cunning. But in the end, something gave them away. Whether it was a photo, a brave witness, or a last-minute tip, justice found a way to catch up. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.